Is Bruno's story an allegory for the experiences of young adults with schizophrenia?
7-foot frame and rats along his back, and when he calls your name it all fades to black. He sees your dreams and feasts upon your screams, but we don't talk about Bruno.
Hey folks, so the time has come to talk about Bruno. If you haven't seen Encanto yet, spoiler alert. Many of you know that I'm a graduating medical student going into psychiatry, and on that note, nothing in this video constitutes medical advice. I'm just sharing my own general observations. But over the last year, I've gotten to work with quite a few kids and teenagers facing mental health challenges. I found that work very fulfilling, and I may well end up specializing in child and adolescent psychiatry. For those of you who aren't already familiar, schizophrenia is a lifelong condition that typically shows up in a person's late teens or 20s and causes difficulty distinguishing between what's real and what's imagined. Common symptoms include disorganized thoughts and speech, irrational behaviors, hearing voices, seeing visions, and having delusions such as that people are out to get you or secretly in love with you, as well as what we call negative symptoms, difficulty feeling or expressing emotions, difficulty with social interactions, lack of motivation, executive dysfunction, etc. Without treatment, it can be a debilitating disease, preventing folks from holding down a job and keeping a roof over their heads. But with treatment and strong social support, many patients are able to live decent, dignified lives. Now that we're on the same page as to what schizophrenia is, it's easy to see how Bruno's story is similar to the experiences of some young folks with schizophrenia. He has strange visions. He stutters and stumbles over his words. He has difficulties with social interactions. He hangs out with rats, and his visions make him say and do things people don't understand, and people fear him for it. His own family fears him, and he responds to all this stigma by hiding out in a crawl space in his family home for years, stealing food and living with his rats. Those are unfortunately all realistic experiences for patients with untreated schizophrenia, which is probably the most stigmatized mental health problem there is. Many families see these kinds of irrational and unpredictable behaviors in their child and respond with fear, sometimes even anger, often reaching a breaking point of removing the child from the home to preserve some stability for other children. And many families feel alone in this suffering, like nobody else has gone through this, so they keep it a secret. That's true of many mental health problems in young people, but it's especially true of schizophrenia. The end result in many cases is a branch fallen from the family tree, a door never opened, a teenager sleeping with rats on the street because their mental functioning is so poor that they can't manage anything else, a name that's no longer spoken, an empty chair at the dinner table. After all, we don't talk about Bruno. I hope you take away 3 things from this reading of Encanto. Number 1, that homeless guy muttering to himself as you passed on the street today is somebody's child. I guarantee you he has a name and a family, probably a mother whose heart was broken that she couldn't do more for her child, just as Abuela's heart was broken when Bruno left the family. Number 2, when we don't talk about our personal and family struggles with mental illness, all we do is set the next generation up not to get the help they need. Abuela kept her struggles with her own past trauma inside, expressing her pain only through her hypervigilance in protecting the family. And that pressure is a big part of what drove Bruno away and what drove a wedge between Mirabel and her sisters. Talking about mental health with our families is uncomfortable, but it saves lives. And number 3, to the extent that people with schizophrenia are able to thrive, it's almost always because they have strong social support. Bruno wasn't able to thrive until his family accepted him as he was, the good and the bad together. And folks with schizophrenia need that same social support. They need help with medication adherence, doctor's appointments, getting a job, finding housing, etc. They need people who won't reject them when they say and do things that don't make much sense. But when they get the support they need, they can blossom and thrive, just like one of Isabella's flowers. And I think that's a pretty good miracle. Thanks for listening.